I'm Morgan. I'm a solicitor in our civil litigation department. I work as part of the team advising clients on a wide range of civil matters, including guardianship applications, debt recovery matters, and applications to the First Tier Tribunal for Scotland for eviction orders. We regularly advise clients who are private landlords and are considering bringing their tenancies with their residential tenants to an end. We help them with the necessary steps that need to be taken in order to ultimately get an eviction order. There is a process that needs to be followed, and the first step of that being a landlord has to issue the tenant with a notice to leave, which is essentially the formal notice that a tenant is required to receive, which alerts them to the fact that their landlord wants to bring their tenancy to an end. So once a notice to leave has been served and the relevant notice period has expired, the landlord can apply to the First Tier Tribunal for Scotland to get an eviction order. So the notice to leave will include a period of notice that tells the tenant the date on which they need to move out of the property. The period of notice depends on the circumstances of the individual matter. Sometimes, depending on how long the tenant has occupied the property for, the period may be longer. The minimum period that a tenant can receive is 28 days and the maximum will be 84 days. However, that does depend on several factors, including the grounds of eviction that the landlord is considering relying on. So there are various grounds for eviction that a landlord can rely on. Some of the more common grounds that we come across are if the landlord's financial situation has changed and they require to sell their property. That's a common ground for eviction. Another one is rent arrears. So if the tenant has failed to pay their rent 3 consecutive months in a row, the landlord can start the process of obtaining an eviction order and evict the tenant on that basis. Another example would be if the landlord's family intend on living in the property, or if refurbishments need to be carried out to the property. That's also a ground. The COVID-19 pandemic, the government did introduce a ban on evictions in Scotland. This has been lifted in April 2024, which now means that eviction orders can be enforced by landlords. The ban didn't prevent landlords from applying to the tribunal for an eviction order. However, it did prevent them from taking the steps to enforce that order.